Have you ever looked around and felt like this world was too small for your spirit? Like your soul remembers something ancient, something beyond this lifetime? You walk through life carrying a silent knowing that you were sent here for more. But no one ever tells you why. No one explains what that mission is or where to begin. But what if the answer was hidden right in front of you? What if the key to unlocking your purpose was inside the last number of your birth year? This number is not random. It is not mathematical. It is spiritual code, a divine frequency chosen by your soul before you entered this realm. And once you understand what it means, nothing will ever feel the same again. Because behind that one digit lies your path, your essence, your sacred assignment. And if you're still watching this, it's because you already feel it. You're not like the others. You are part of the few. The seekers, the sensitives, the chosen ones. The final number in your birth year reveals what your soul came here to fulfill. And today, we're going to uncover that truth together. From 0 to 9, each digit holds a hidden message, a purpose, a power waiting to be remembered. This video is not just information, it is activation. So stay with me until the very end, because the number that calls you might not be the one you expect. And before we dive in, if your soul is feeling this call, give this video a like. If you haven't yet, subscribe, because this channel was made for souls like yours. And comment 99 right now, because in the language of spirit, 99 means completion. A cycle is ending, and a new path is about to begin. Are you ready? Let's decode the divine message hiding in your birth year. And so we begin with the number that is not a number at all. 0, mysterious, silent, infinite. If your birth year ends in 0, you carry something ancient in your bones. You are not just a soul, you are a portal. 0 is the point before creation, the breath before the first word. It represents the void, not as emptiness but as pure potential. You didn't come here to follow the world's patterns. You came to end them, to bring closure where there is chaos, to dissolve the illusions that trap others. Because you've already seen beyond the veil. Your challenges? They're not accidents. They're echoes from past lives, cycles repeating. Not to punish you, but to liberate you. You were chosen to end karma, not carry it. And because of that, your presence alone changes the energy in every room you enter. You mirror truth. And not everyone can handle that. But the ones who can are transformed forever. You're not here to be seen. You're here to be felt, and then comes the spark, the ignition, the divine flame. If your year ends in 1, you are the beginning of a new cycle, the first breath, the soul that said yes when others said not yet. You didn't wait for permission. You didn't ask for approval. Your spirit was built to lead, even when your hands were shaking. You came into this life with a divine assignment, initiation. To start what no one else could start, to speak when others stay silent, to step forward when the road hasn't even been built. But here's the truth, no one tells you. Leaders often walk alone. Your loneliness isn't a curse, it's a signpost. It means you're ahead of your time. It means your soul remembers something the world hasn't caught up to yet. You are not here to fit in, you are here to ignite. 0 is the silence before the storm. 1 is the lightning that follows. Together, they mark the birth of spiritual architects, souls that destroy what is false to make room for what is divine. But wait, what if your number isn't the beginning? What if your soul came to heal what others can't even see? Keep watching. Because the next numbers reveal a kind of sensitivity that most people mistake for weakness. But you and I both know it's not weakness. It's a weapon. and it's about to be revealed. And now, we move from the flame of initiation into the waters of emotion, the sacred territory of those who feel everything. If your birth year ends in 2, you are not here to fight. You are here to heal. You came into this world carrying the frequency of balance, an energy so subtle, yet so powerful that it shifts rooms without a word being spoken. You feel things before they're said. You sense pain in people who smile, and you carry the emotional weight of others like it's your own. But hear this, your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's your compass. It's the divine antenna that connects you to realms beyond this one. You were sent to restore harmony in places that forgot how to breathe, to break the cycle of trauma passed through generations. Your presence is healing, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Yes, this world may overwhelm you. You may often want to disappear into silence, into nature, into dreams. And that's okay, because it's in those moments of stillness that your greatest medicine is born. You are the emotional alchemist, the one who turns sorrow into sanctuary, conflict into connection, pain into peace. But healing is not the only language of the soul. Some spirits were born not to hold emotion, but to express it. And if your birth year ends in 3, your voice is your weapon of awakening. You are the messenger, not just of words, but of frequencies, of joy, of beauty, of raw electric truth. You were sent here to create vibrations that wake people up. Through your words, your music, your art, your presence, you bring light into places that were sinking in shadow. And maybe, early in life, you were misunderstood. Maybe your energy felt too much, too loud, too bright, too alive. But that was never your problem. That was their limitation. Because your soul was never meant to fit in. It was meant to amplify, to lift others up to a higher frequency. You're not just a communicator. You are a bridge between the human and the divine. When you speak, spirit speaks. When you create, the universe moves through you. 2 brings balance. 3 brings expression. 1 holds the silence. The other, the sacred sound. But ask yourself, what happens when emotion becomes purpose? When creation turns into action? The next numbers hold the energy of builders, souls who came not just to feel or speak, but to shape reality itself, and their truth is coming next. And now, the path shifts. We move from the realms of feeling and expression into the energy of creation. Not just visions or emotions, but real-world manifestation. If your birth year ends in 4, you are the foundation maker. The quiet force behind divine order in a world that constantly pulls toward chaos. You weren't sent here to escape reality. You were sent here to reshape it. Your soul holds ancient blueprints, patterns of harmony, balance, discipline. Not because you crave control, but because deep inside, you understand that sacred structure is freedom. While others float, you anchor. While the world spirals, you center. You build temples not with stone, but with energy, with commitment, with truth. Your challenge? Not forgetting to dream. You're so wired to build what works that sometimes you forget to build what inspires. But don't. Because the universe needs dreamers who can manifest. And you, chosen one, are the bridge between vision and reality. Yet not every soul came to build walls. Some were born to break them. If your number ends in 5, you are the soul of change. The cosmic storm, the sacred rebellion. You are not here to stay still. You are movement. You are wind through locked doors, fire in frozen places, the voice that says, "Wake up, there's more." Freedom is your oxygen. When things get too comfortable, your soul starts to suffocate. Because you were never meant to settle. You were born to expand. to travel through places, ideas, identities, and dimensions. People may try to label you too restless, too impulsive, too wild, but they don't understand. Your wildness is divine. It's the wildness of galaxies in motion, of souls that refuse to be tamed. You carry the energy of spiritual earthquakes. You shake souls until they wake up. And yes, it can be lonely. People fear what they can't predict. But your unpredictability is not chaos. It's liberation. 4 creates the path. 5 breaks the limits of that path. Together, they represent the sacred dance between order and expansion. But now, what if your number isn't here to build or to break? What if your energy is written in the stars, and your mission flows not through hands or words, but through the intuition of something greater? The next numbers awaken powers most people can't even name. And if yours is among them, you've been sensing it your whole life. It's time to remember. The revelation continues. Now, we descend deeper into the realm where love becomes a mission and mystery becomes a language. If your birth year ends in 6, you are the guardian of love. But not love in the way the world defines it, not the shallow kind that fades when tested. You were born to embody the divine frequency of love, the kind that heals timelines, that softens hardened hearts, that holds the broken and calls them whole again. You're often seen as the caretaker, the one who gives, the one who listens, the one who stays, even when it hurts. And yes, your soul remembers what it means to serve. But here's the truth most won't tell you. Even the healer needs healing. Even the heart needs to be held. Because your greatest lesson isn't just to love others. It's to love yourself with the same depth. To set boundaries that protect your sacred energy. To give from overflow, not depletion. You are the warmth in cold rooms, the calm in the storm. And when people forget who they are, your presence gently reminds them, you are loved. You are enough. But the heart is only one temple of the soul. There is another, quiet, mysterious, ancient. If your final number is 7, you are the seer, the one who walks between worlds, the one whose silence holds more truth than most people's words. Since childhood, you've felt different. Not because you were broken, but because you were awake in a world that was still asleep. You see what others miss. Patterns, symbols, energy shifts. You pick up the unspoken. You feel the hidden. You know without needing proof. You are a spiritual detective, sent to uncover what's been buried for centuries. And you don't just seek knowledge. You seek wisdom. You crave the unseen, the mystical, the divine logic behind chaos. Your path is often solitary, not because you're meant to be alone, but because your soul needs space to remember who it truly is. You dive into shadows not to get lost, but to return with light. You are the mirror that shows people their deeper self, even when they're afraid to look. 6 is the sacred heart. 7 is the sacred eye. One heals with presence, the other with perception. Together they form the pulse and the vision of the spiritual world. But what if your number is something else entirely? What if you carry the final code, the number that doesn't just feel, or see, or build, but transcends? We are nearing the final reveal, and the next energy is the one most feared and most powerful. If your number is 8 or 9, prepare to remember what your soul has never forgotten. And now, we arrive at the threshold, the final numbers, the most intense, the most misunderstood, and the most spiritually charged. If your birth year ends in 8, you carry the vibration of power, but not just earthly power. Not the kind built on ego or domination. You were born with karmic authority, the ability to command reality, but only when your soul is in alignment. The number 8 is infinity turned upright, limitless potential, but also infinite responsibility. You are here to master the balance between the material and the mystical, to understand that wealth is a tool, not a goal. You attract resources, you attract influence. But the question is, will you use it to control or to elevate? The 8 path is not easy. You'll be tested, betrayed, broken, so that you can rise again, purified by fire. You are the phoenix soul, not just born to succeed, but born to transform systems, to show the world that real power is rooted in integrity, that leadership is sacred, and that the most powerful soul is the one who serves with strength and loves with discipline. But what happens when the cycle is nearly complete? What happens when the soul carries lifetimes of memory and walks with the silence of ancient stars? If your number ends in 9, you are the old soul, the finisher, the sealer of sacred doors. Your energy is heavy, not with burden, but with wisdom. You've lived. You've lost. You've seen the illusions of the world, and still, you choose compassion. You are the spiritual elder, even if the world doesn't recognize you. You carry the medicine of closure, of endings that feel like beginnings, of forgiveness that unlocks destiny. Your life is a series of completions. People come to you when they're lost, when they're in pain, because your presence doesn't just comfort, it awakens. You are here to end cycles, not only for yourself, but for entire bloodlines. You close the doors that others are too afraid to touch, and you do it with grace. You are the lighthouse at the edge of the storm, and your soul is the final breath before a new world begins. 8 stands in the fire. 9 becomes the flame. Together, they complete the divine spiral of all souls. But now that you've seen what each number carries, there's still one final truth to uncover, because no matter what number ends your year, there's a deeper layer, a calling hidden beneath all of them. And it's time to awaken that ultimate message. Stay with me. The conclusion will reveal what all of this truly means for your path as a chosen one. Now that you've discovered what your number reveals, do you feel it? That silent fire in your chest? That ancient truth finally waking up? This number is not random. It is the echo of your soul's original promise. It's the blueprint of who you came here to be, the reminder that you are not lost. You are remembering every delay, every heartbreak. Every moment you questioned your place in this world was sacred preparation, because you are a soul on divine assignment. The last digit of your birth year is not just a code, it is a summoning, a call to rise, to walk with purpose, to stop shrinking and start burning. You were chosen to carry light through the shadows, to break generational cycles with the force of your presence, to awaken others, not through noise but through the silent truth pulsing in your spirit. Look at your hands. They were not made to beg. They were made to build, to bless, and to battle. Look at your scars. They are not signs of weakness. They are seals of initiation. Proof that darkness tried to break you and failed. Your number is your beginning. But you are the one who writes the ending. So now I ask you, what will you do with what you've remembered today? Let your soul answer in the comments. I was born for this mission. Type it, claim it, activate it. And if you felt your spirit shift during this message, leave a like, subscribe, and share this with someone whose soul is ready to awaken. Because this is not just a video, it is a spiritual trigger. And once it's been pulled, there is no going back. Walk boldly, speak with fire, and never forget, you were not just born, you were sent, and the world is waiting for you to rise.